Good morning and welcome to the Open Challenge event. We're in the Isle of Man for 4 days of intense competition. As we see, the first game up this morning is a start at 9 o'clock and it is the host nation, the Isle of Man, up against Northern Ireland. We've got 6 games today and, as mentioned, 4 full days of great competition. Every single game is coming to you on the live stream. So we'll be commentating. We'll be back for this first game at 9 o'clock and we look forward to you being with us on the stream. We'll be introducing all of the teams just before the start of each match, the umpires, and equally bringing you coach interviews and player of the match interviews at the end of every game. So, as mentioned, first game is Isle of Man versus Northern Ireland. Second up at 11 o'clock is the UAE versus the Republic of Ireland. Then at 1 o'clock, Gibraltar versus France. 3, Malta, Switzerland. 5 o'clock, Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland. And final game of day 1 is the host nation again, the Isle of Man, up against the United Arab Emirates. So we'll see you back in a few minutes. We'll be starting commentary at 9 o'clock of this, the first game, Isle of Man versus Northern Ireland. So join us soon for that commentary.
What kind of things have you been doing in your training?
We've been looking at different styles of play because we aim to keep, adjusting and adapting to what the teams are going to play against us. We stick to our structures and the most important thing is to keep doing what we do best.
How does Gibraltar manage that recovery period?
We're debating whether to go in the sea or whether to go in the pool, but we've got a plan in place just depending on the weather. A lot of food, a lot of rest. We've got the physio.
What have you been working on?
Really working on our defence and some set passes, set plays, back lines, things like this, to really look after the ball and to look after each other.
What are your expectations on the court when that 7 turn out for the first game tomorrow?
From that first centre pass, we're prepared. We've been working so hard this year, working together as a team. Everybody knows their jobs.
What should we be looking at in France's play this year that we didn't see last year?
Obviously, we laid a great foundation last season and we've been able to build upon and work on things this season that we didn't have time to work on last year.
Everybody's relaxed and chilled?
We all arrived yesterday, so everyone's had a sleep. We've done some team building today, so everyone's feeling good and relaxed, yeah.
No swim in the Irish Sea?
Not yet.
Ambitions for this weekend?
I think they're high. We've got an interesting squad. We've got a mixture of, I think, a really good balance of youth and experience. Obviously, as we get better, the other teams get better, so you can't be complacent. You have to think about that. And obviously Malta, we haven't played for a number of years now, so they will be interesting to play, and that will be a challenge for us.
What are your ambitions for this open competition?
I think a consistent performance. We've come to compete and absolutely leave everything out there on the court these next few days.
Any plans for you in terms of the times and where Switzerland might just be looking to be better in their performance through those 60 minutes?
We've been working a lot on trying to work on the individual players' strengths, mixing it up where we can to get the best out of everybody.
How are you feeling and how's the preparation going?
Yeah, so I think we're really excited to be here. It's obviously a great competition. We had a good time last season, so excited to be back. Obviously, second season, it's made it a bit easier to prepare. We know what to expect a bit more, so I think that's been really helpful in terms of how we've prepared in camps and competitions in the lead up to this.
Welcome to the Europe Netball Open Challenge event. We're hosting from from the Isle of Man, and we've got 4 days of netball action coming your way on the live stream. 2 divisions and all the nations here ready to compete. Division 1, Northern Ireland, UAE, Republic of Ireland and the Isle of Man. 2nd Division, Gibraltar, Malta, Switzerland and France. Obviously the crossovers will come later in the competition, and what an exciting event we're about to see start. The host nation, the Isle of Man, are first up against Northern Ireland this morning, and as we see final preparations and the anthems of the Isle of Man and Northern Ireland. So a big welcome to the teams. Goalkeeper for the Isle of Man, Hannah Halsall. Goal defence, Kenzie Pizzi. Wing defence, Rhiann Evans. Mari Harrison centre, Ashley Hall and captain, wing attack. Rebecca Cook, goal attack, and Eilish Harris, goal shooter. For Northern Ireland, Lauren Walsh, goalkeeper. Maria McCann, goal defence. Fionnuala Toner, wing defence and captain. Centre, Evelyn McCagherty. Wing attack, Frances Keenan. Goal attack, Georgia McGrath. Goal shooter, Olathe Rogers. So the team's ready to go. I'm joined in commentary by Catherine Lewis. And Catherine, an exciting 4 days of netball ahead.
It is indeed. Thanks, Anita. And this is a really important tournament for the participating countries, a chance to see how well they've developed since last year in particular. And Northern Ireland will be looking out for a strong win today, I would say, but I don't think Isle of Man are going to give it to them easy.
And a big shout out to our umpires, Gillian Leslie and Emma Betts, with the reserve umpire Jen Hemwood. Coaches, Isle of Man head coach Claire Batty, head coach from Northern Ireland Shona Forbes. The interchange bench for the Isle of Man, Alice Cross, Zoe Kirkham, Lydia Shaw, Niamh Skillicorn and Chloe Swales. For Northern Ireland, Ciara Crosby, Anna Mulholland, Rosa McCloskey, Tilly Irvine and Orla McHugh. So an early goal and turnover in favour of Northern Ireland. They'll be really keen just to establish themselves against this host nation.
Yeah, absolutely. The first match would be important for them to show exactly what they can do in Northern Ireland. They're 10th in the world at the moment, and we'll be keen to show that they mettle, I would say.
And a dominant start from the two shooters from Northern Ireland. That's Georgie McGrath and Olathe Rogers.
So a breaking call there, and it's just capitalising it, an easy win in then, isn't it? But it's difficult as a defender. You're just waiting for that whistle.
Oh, great play. That is the work of Hal Saul at goalkeeper for the Isle of Man. So a chance to actually bring this ball through. Some solid defence from Northern Ireland already in the mid-court area, so a bit to focus on there. And unfortunately, Hall just couldn't connect there with Harris.
Was that a little bit of nerves in there? Just needs to be settling down, do you think?
I think so. And the pressure of the Northern Ireland 7 on court.
But they get another chance now, don't they, the Isle of Man? So let's see what they can do.
So again, good pressure by Harris. Hal Saw, the goalkeeper from the Isle of Man. Just trying to keep the width there. Pizzy forced back, but goes again. The goal defence.
Oh, that was good. I was waiting for over a third then. Is that what they still call it? You know what I mean, didn't it?
And that was great work from the Isle of Man, just electing to look long and throw over that kind of mid-court zone defence that was up there against them. And presented herself well there, Harris.
And she looked to pass again, isn't she? She wants to get as close as she can into that post.
Just working to that favoured spot, Harris, just to get herself into the game. Clever play from the shooter pairing from the Isle of Man. So just the coach killers early on, those offside calls, the breaking at the centre pass gives Northern Ireland possession. Good cut to ball side there from Rogers.
Get another chance now, isn't it? Nice shot. So Northern Ireland sort of just taking their time playing it around, letting the shooters get to where they feel the right place for them.
And a good shot there, mid-range from McGrath. So pressure on the Isle of Man, but a great ball, lovely. Finds Rebecca Cook on the goal line.
It's still highly competitive, isn't it? You know, we're 5 minutes in, it's very much still evens, really, I would say. Only one goal really in it, isn't it? One turnover.
Oh, super
This could
play.
be the turnover then.
Yeah.
I'm known to jinx matches though, so maybe I should shut up.
So some great work from Hal Saul, the goalkeeper from the Isle of Man.
Nice turnover back now, isn't it?
It's just securing, isn't it? You get the ball at one end, it's just patience and trying to get that ball through to a goal. Oh, what a start from Hal Saul.
It's another chance for a turnover, isn't it? It was Northern Ireland Centre, I think, so.
I think that's 4 games already for Hal Saul, the goalkeeper from the Isle of Man, so excellent pressure. And a good short game being played to get Harris into that favoured spot.
So that's the turnover Isle of Man would have wanted at this point, isn't it? So they get a chance now to pull it back to 4-all if they can. Oh, we all held our breath then, I think. Oh. Okay.
Great recovery from the Isle of Man to bring this game to a tied score, 4 goals each. And back on centre pass with Northern Ireland. And the Isle of Man just showing a real blend of experience with youth in this squad for this competition, and that's always great to see, Catherine, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because you've got obviously the experience of certain players, and who are still incredibly fit and very, very good at this level, can bring on and support others through the transition, isn't it? It's always important to have a healthy transitional squad as well. So Isle of Man looking to keep their centre now, isn't he?
And a good decision to put the ball back there to Pizzi. And great connection from Cook to Harris.
Just need to take a breath, bend your knees, align your feet. I'm not a shooter.
Coach coming out with you again.
That level one is doing me well. I'll have to get on one of your level 2s at least, Anita. So, goal for goal at the moment now.
So Northern Ireland, looking in early to get that ball through to Rogers.
And just a plug for the Europe Netball online shop, you'll see in the far side of the court our umpire in our Europe Netball officiating kit, which you can buy the tops if you fancy it. I've just got mine. But I won't be able to run as well as these, that's for sure. It doesn't make you go faster.
We'll get you modelling, Catherine, at the interval.
It'll just put people off buying, Anita.
And Rhiannon Evans just trying to work her way through to put more pressure onto the attacking line of Northern Ireland. So it's going to be a strong battle there, certainly, between the wing attack, wing defence, the Keenan, Evans match-up already. Some great contest going on. So look out for the wing defence, Isle of Man, up against the wing attack from Northern Ireland.
The key players they aren't they? The feed-in, in particular for the attack side, obviously. But the Northern Ireland shooters are very comfortable shooting mid-range as well, isn't it? They work it into the post if needs be, but otherwise they're very comfortable as well.
And again, that long ball through to Rogers. So something for the Isle of Man just to focus on. She presents Rogers on the front, and that long ball's coming in relatively easy at the moment for Northern Ireland. So there we go again, same second phase ball, Rogers out the circle.
They're having to play around there a little bit, isn't it, the attack with both behind.
Oh, super pick up there, Kenzie Pizzi, and fast on the transition, but that's the point that the Isle of Man just need to take stock. Lots of pressure in front of the ball from Northern Ireland.
So footwork call there, so they get another chance to take it back up the court, but as you said, and there we go, that is over a third then, isn't it? Is that the right terminology still? I'm not sure, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's when you see the two umpires waving at each other.
And great ball in there from McCaggerty, the centre for Northern Ireland. So Rogers, goal shooter for Northern Ireland, presenting really well, a real target for the middies to get that ball in. So something to look at in terms of Isle of Man defence. But staying in there.
Yeah, they're staying within reach, aren't they, for sure?
Absolutely. Everyone wanted a close first game. We've certainly got a close first quarter so far, which is great.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. And like I said, they're feeling confident to go from that mid-range as well, isn't it? Because when you're passing into the circle, I completely understand why shooters want to get closer, but it is like, oh, please shoot. It's hard work to get it in.
Good mid-range shooter, Laith Rogers. She goes again.
Wow.
Easy as.
It is. I could knit a barn door. Can you shoot it at all, Anita? No?
I wouldn't like to say, so we could test our ability. So Halsall getting close, reading the long ball now, but still Rogers just taking that ball in the air.
She's relaxing into it then, isn't she? And the Northern Ireland have had a bit of a run of it now, haven't they? So it's important, this goal. Lovely shooting. So that's a penalty then, isn't it, Anita? So reset.
So gets another chance. And that's the rebound. So Halsall just not able to get her hands on that one. So 4-goal margin, 5 goals, Northern Ireland 13, Isle of Man 8. Patient build-up, good structures from the Isle of Man. Just got to keep an eye on the defensive pressure, particularly of Toner at wing defence, the captain for Northern Ireland.
She's an exceptional player, isn't she?
Just flies in, doesn't she, from anywhere. But that's a great ball. Committed the defence forwards. Becca Cook drops back to post and secures another one for the home nation.
It's a lovely hold there. Still only 4-5 in it, so lots to play for still for the Isle of Man, did you say?
Yeah, just looking to keep that ball away from the arms of the Northern Ireland defence. Just important that they use the width, as Hall did there for the Isle of Man, and a penalty call against McCann, goal defence.
A lovely shot again. Again, not fighting to shoot from quite a way out as well. To shoot in the international matches can be very different from a league, can't it? And things.
And just lucky to get that ball through there, the Warriors. Isle of Man almost timed them out with their solid defence.
That's an unlucky call, but understandable. Northern Ireland looking to capitalise on this turnover, and they've just done it.
So Rogers so far, as we move into the last minute, a real key target for Northern Ireland, and I guess something to look at. And I'm sure Claire Batty, the Isle of Man head coach, will be tidying up, certainly looking at Halsall and what she did in those first few minutes.
Yeah.
So they do have the capacity, the Isle of Man, with this defensive pairing to actually capitalise and take the ball that they can prove to do. So turnover again.
So they've got a chance now. There's still enough time in the clock to get it down there. You just keep a steady head. Lovely movement. As you said, it's the defence of Northern Ireland. They're very strong there, aren't they, that little unit?
Yeah, rangy, aren't they?
Yeah.
They get their arms in and read the ball and the pass really well. So Cook elects to go out, gets that prime spot. Just not able to convert, but out of court. Seconds on the clock. Oh, great effort by Elise Harris, just not able to secure that goal. So at the end of the first quarter, Northern Ireland 16, the Isle of Man 10. A great first quarter, excellent contest, some super play from Halsall, the goalkeeper from the Isle of Man, with Pizzy. At the moment though, Northern Ireland capitalising on the great work of Rogers at goal shooter and the defensive pressure of their unit, particularly led by the wing defence Fionnuala Toner. So we'll take a short break and be back in a few minutes to pick up quarter two. Join us then. Welcome back for the second quarter of this, the first match of the Open Challenge event. Europe Netball in the Isle of Man for this competition. As we see the umpires bring the ball through to the Isle of Man, who will start this second quarter, and some changes to bring to you. Northern Ireland, Orla McGew enters the game at wing defence and Fionnuala Toner goes to goal defence. For the Isle of Man, Lydia Shaw to wing defence, Rhianne Evans moves through to wing attack, and Chloe Swales comes on at goal attack. So we see Becca Cook go to the bench and Ashley Hall as well. So some early changes made by both coaches, and I guess early in the competition it's important just to keep everyone focused, get everyone onto court at different points.
Yeah, I think it's to settle their sea legs in, isn't it, particularly, and also the movement within that defensive element for Northern Ireland shows significant strength and depth they've got in that area, and confidence, isn't it?
And patient build-up again from the Isle of Man, using the court width incredibly well. Just looked a little bit more balanced there, but just couldn't get that ball through.
It's the rangy defence, as you mentioned earlier on.
And I think with Tona moving to goal defence as well, she'll put added pressure on there. She flies in for ball, leaves her own direct opponent, and really does start hunting for ball from that circle position.
Yeah. But a chance of a turnover now for the Isle of Man, which they need to capitalise early on, isn't it? Fingers crossed. The quality of play and movement is really good. It's just that defensive unit in there is exceptional.
So the combination now in the circle is Swales at goal attack with Harris at goal shooter still. And that will settle the nerves for Chloe Swales coming on for the second quarter. So presenting well, Rhiannon Evans, first quarter at wing defence, now into wing attack. So ball red again, just that lower release point from the Isle of Man gives time for the Northern Ireland defence just to sight that ball, so it's very quickly transitioned to goal with Rogers.
So is it if they lifted the ball higher for the pass that it would have got quicker, or what would you do on a coaching point there?
Yeah, just getting the ball higher and getting it out of the range of the defence, and more of a direct pass then, rather than it be low and take its time to be lifted.
Right.
So yeah, see a lot of players just quickly put the ball above their head, pull it away and just try and get that direct ball through. So strong support on the line there from Lydia Shaw.
Isle of Man are comfortable in playing it around, aren't they? They are looking to get that movement in, working hard there into that circle.
I guess this would be one of the closer contests for the Isle of Man as well, coming up against Northern Ireland. Not enough on that pass, but equally not enough space for Harris, pinned to the goal line. So the high ball there, just a really difficult one to put in. Probably not to be done.
The Isle of Man getting another chance in with a strong defensive route to them, isn't it then?
Yeah, and fast through 2/3 of the court as well there. The Isle of Man just stopped by the Northern Ireland pressure. So Tona and Walsh having a significant impact in there with their ability just to read the pass coming through.
Yeah.
But Swales gets the rebound.
Padded posts are definitely a must in all forms of netball now, aren't they? So Isle of Man are still battling away and trying to keep them within distance, aren't they? Like I said, there's significant ranking gap between these two countries, but I don't think you'd necessarily see that with a play on the court.
Yes, can't fault the work that has been done in development pathways in the Isle of Man, in every nation, and it's great when you see that blend coming through to see players that have worked through the pathway, the age groups, and eventually find themselves in the open squads.
Yeah. And particularly as, these are elite netball, international netballers, and they're also doing their day jobs as well. So the commitment that they give with their coaching and all the other team around them is amazing, I would say. So if I win the lottery, I'll professionalise all netball in Europe. If I win big.
Knocking on your door.
Yeah.
10-goal margin out there now, but a great take from Harris. Oh, Swales again, super rebound.
Nice defending work there.
So Pizzi again just putting the pressure on the goal defence for the Isle of Man. Good arms up and over the ball there. Really tracking and trying to delay the work of McGrath.
And back it goes. It's a bit up and down at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just that reliance there on putting the ball over, and good positioning from the Northern Ireland defence, just getting themselves nearer to the ball, so forcing that diagonal pass. So a bit of a rethink for the Isle of Man. They can play the short game, they play that really well, so maybe just reset that ball to that transverse line, and that could help them.
Just, as you say, play it around a little bit more, isn't it, and do the shorter work on it. Because Northern Ireland are getting the defensive turnaround, aren't they?
Great take. Pizzi not able to convert that one, Northern Ireland. Shooting accuracy been excellent so far from the Warriors. Oh, there she goes again.
She does. Oh, that was unlucky. But just over then, wasn't it? Like you said, this is a nicely competitive first match of the tournament, and shows the strength and depth, isn't it?
Yeah, a great contest. So again, Toner putting the pressure on in the circle, moving quickly around the body of the shooters and stopping the ball going through to Chloe Swales.
And that rebound got them. They've had a few like that, isn't it? And sometimes it goes to shooter's eye, you can just go off slightly for whatever reason. It's a dark art shooting.
Oh, great take. Toner again, so having a significant impact in
the circle
and also that pressure outside.
Slight reluctance to shoot from that far out because the last two, I think, full attack there. Obviously the goal was achieved anyway, but I suppose it's just playing it around a little bit. And they put fresh legs on now just to see how that runs. It's a nice shot. Team's having a bit of a breather then as the ball was slowly rolling back.
So that looks like McCloskey has entered the court at goal attack. As soon as we get the official changes and names, we will bring those to you.
The held ball called there. So the defensive work in Northern Ireland rewarded with the ball for a free pass.
And just to confirm, it is Rosa McCloskey into goal attack.
It's a lovely feed in. Isle of Man defensive unit are working extremely hard there. But there's some lovely feeding into. Let's say I jinxed everybody.
Commentator's curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, good pick up. And get in the front position, the Isle of Man defence. So working really hard. Everyone competing for that ball side position. So some good, well-contested netball here in this first game as Rogers just keeps playing short. Oh, superb ball. Great movement there from Rosa McCloskey. So, goal attack. Rosa McCloskey taking the throw in, and Rogers again. Good presentation to the ball there from Olathe Rogers.
Northern Ireland running away with it now then, would you say, Anita? What would you do sort of Isle of Man wise for this now?
Oh, what a take. Yeah, great play. And I guess, as you say, the ranking table looks very different for Northern Ireland. Isle of Man are working incredibly hard to lift themselves in the rankings, and this just shows that the improvements that they're making.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, competition after competition, they go back, they reset themselves, they look at their strategies. And yes, it's 16 goals, however, it doesn't feel that way, does it, in terms of their play? And the depth developing for the Isle of Man in terms of interchanges that are able to occur now, that blend of youth with experience as well.
So you can see some of the impact players warming up as well. And we'll expect to see probably more of them on the court at some point now.
So strong positioning there from the Isle of Man defence. Good work again from that combination of Halsall and Pizzi as they bring the ball through. Just a little bit on the timing for the Isle of Man as Evans really tries to contest against the work of McGew. So
that defensive unit is strong in there. I certainly wouldn't want to play against them, even when I was at my best, which wasn't very good. It was never at this standard.
And it's that repeated pressure as well, so the defence work on the first move, they go on the second, and that's what coaches want to see in attack and defence, that ability to run a couple of times to get the ball, as Pizzi takes the intercept. So it'd be great if the Isle of Man can score off this turnover ball. So chance to score on the Northern Ireland centre pass.
Another chance again now. So, you know, the chances are there. It's just very difficult to get into that circle at the moment, isn't it, for Isle of Man? And if you look at the defensive work, the keeper and GD are working as a team solidly there, aren't they? They must be communicating very
just
cleanly.
Packing that main space of the circle, so Harris wants to take the ball over to the back space, but actually it's being covered by those two defenders.
The angles that they're working on, isn't it?
Yeah, great angle to the ball. So final seconds again as the Isle of Man chase the clock to try and get another goal on the board. Northern Ireland at the moment leading 30 goals to 14. Evans pops that ball through. Oh, super defence again from Walsh.
And it could have gone anybody's way then in our centre court, but it was Northern Ireland that picked that. So we're going to get it in.
It's got to be quick. Pizzi looks long.
Shoot. Oh, unlucky.
And just not able to convert there, the Isle of Man. So at the half-time break of this, the first game of the Open Challenge event, Northern Ireland 30 goals in the lead to the Isle of Man 14. So some work to do for both coaches. There'll be lots of positives to take from that first 30 minutes for both sides, and I guess these coaches now will be working just to put a little bit more pressure on their opponents. So join us back in few minutes time for the second half of this, a very exciting game with the host nation, the Isle of Man, up against Northern Ireland. Welcome back to the second half of this, the first game on day one of the Open Challenge event. And it's Northern Ireland against the Isle of Man, as we've got a 30-14 scoreline. And just to bring you some of the changes for this final half of the first match. So just to go through, the Isle of Man goal shooter Alice Cross, goal attack Becca Cook, Niamh Skillicorn at wing attack, Ashley Hall back on at centre, and the captain Lydia Shaw wing defence, Kenzie Pizzi goal defence, and Zoe Kirkham goalkeeper. So for Northern Ireland we have McCloskey at goal shooter, Crosby at goal attack, Keenan at wing attack, McGew centre. We've got Mulholland at wing defence, Fitona, the captain, at goal defence, and Walsh into goalkeeper.
So Northern Ireland bringing it back up to the court, as we can see there, capitalising on the turnover ball they've got.
So Catherine, both coaches making the changes, I guess just wanting to see all of the different combinations, see who has really turned up to make an impact. So it's great when you see all the squad and all the bench being played, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I think it's really important at this part of the competition that they all get their netball legs in, for sure, and particularly the type of match this is, you'd want to test them against the 10th in the world, wouldn't you?
And I guess that's what Claire Batty is looking at. How well do the different combinations stand up against a top-ranked nation? And again, a great pick-off there with strong arms over the ball from the Northern Ireland defensive unit. And Mulholland at wing defence, having a real impact in and around the circle edge in that final third.
Absolutely. So I think it's really important now that Isle of Man really stay in touch as much as they possibly can.
Oh, super shot from McCloskey. Presenting well again on the front position. So Shona Forbes, it's very clear that she's been working on that safe passage of play through to the shooters, being a strong hold, and certainly presenting yourself ball side. So it's great to see the strategy and the good solid game principles being played by both teams. We just witnessed a great play there from Northern Ireland. So Toner again doing the damage around the circle edge in goal defence for Northern Ireland.
And they've just slowly built it up.
It's almost like a game of defence, isn't it?
It is, you know, and that the work in that circle there, you know, even the first few minutes now, Isle of Man now are capitalising. It's a lovely transition down in there, isn't it? Fingers crossed to get the goal in. Oh, I'm not going to say this anymore, I am a jinx. Sorry, Alice, I'm really sorry I said that.
So always early nerves from shooters coming on. So Alice Cross at goal shooter, she'll be looking to get that first goal on the board. Presented extremely well for that pass. Oh, good hold, almost timed out there, Northern Ireland. So another one on the board, Rosa McCloskey at goal shooter, pairing now with Ciara Crosby.
Nice shot. So they've just settled into it, but that defensive work at the moment by the Isle of Man has been good, isn't it?
Yeah, can't fault the work of the defence. Go hunting, so Cross, there she goes. Great ball in, excellent positioning, and that shot was going nowhere but through the net. And a fast response from Northern Ireland. So goal for goal at the moment. Cross getting in on the action, mixing up the play, and it drops in again. Great start from Cross.
Northern Ireland needing to be patient here, isn't it? But the defensive work there from the keeper has put in pressure. Oh, well covered. Oh, unlucky though.
So Northern Ireland go again. And you can just see how the defensive unit for Northern Ireland bring the ball through 2/3 of the court. But again, the pressure of the Isle of Man. So timed out. Quick transition from attack to defence by Northern Ireland and winning the ball back.
That's right.
McCluskey having an impact in this third quarter, a goal attack for Northern Ireland.
And again, they're hunting that ball down in defence, aren't they, the Northern Ireland, and they are really pressurising the passing, and it gets put out.
I think anything lofted, anything coming slightly later on a diagonal will always get picked off by Fitona. Kind of the bread and butter of the game she plays. She goes hunting, so one to watch through the competition. And again, Pizzy comes out with a pass, great long ball through court for the Isle of Man.
The movement there of coming in front for the pass, for the presentation of the ball, is important, isn't it?
Oh, super ball. And again, that is McCluskey, goal shooter for Northern Ireland.
Isle of Man just need to keep the ball. Easier said than done, I do appreciate. But again, that coming in front is important, isn't it?
Yeah, you can just see how both teams compete just to get on that front position, just to close out the contest that might come in from the defence.
Yeah, it's a lovely shot.
So great support in today, supporting the host nation, and this is the first game, and it's been an exciting one to kick off this competition, the Europe Netball Open Challenge event. The second game up at 11 today is the United Arab Emirates versus the Republic of Ireland. So lots of netball, 6 games in total today, all coming to you on the live stream.
So Northern Ireland becoming incredibly dominant, I think, during the course of this quarter. It's hard work when you've got such a strong defence on you, isn't it, to keep on going. But all credit to all of my Isle of Man in this.
Yeah, just great pick up again on the rebound. That's the work of Zoe Kirkham, the goalkeeper for the Isle of Man. So both teams just looking over that real packed centre third to try and clear the defensive pressure. And Isle of Man just not able to get that shooting opportunity. Almost.
Unlucky there. I was going to say, I thought it was going to be held ball, but actually that wasn't lucky. Call against Northern Ireland there. So once again, Isle of Man get a chance. But it's the coming in front, isn't it? And that, by trying to get that ball, then the contact's called. particularly in the centre court area. Isle of Man are trying hard to shut that down there, isn't it, and making it harder for them.
Yes, Isle of Man, they've really worked on their defensive pressure that they put on through the court, mixing up with the mid-court zone and a very, very tight one-on-one. Both teams put on some excellent pressure on the one-on-one and that mid-court area, so lots of close contests when we look through the court. Northern Ireland just capitalising on the great work of their shooter pairings in the circles and some excellent defensive pressure from Fitona. Good support from Pizzi on the line for the Isle of Man as Cross gets that front position and a great goal.
Patient play there, isn't it? Like you said, and it's the front presentation is really important, particularly with such a rangy defence.
So Hall just not able to get her hands on that one, and that was again picked up by the work of the defence for Northern Ireland. So some great strong connections in the defensive unit for Northern Ireland.
Okay, so that's been brought into the circle. So something the umpire's seen outside. So we just can't quite grasp what that was for there, Anita, and obviously our umpires are not mic'd up, so we can't get in detail. But these are under the new rules, aren't they? So no cautions or anything given beforehand. It's a different way. Any of you eagle-eyed, I know, will have picked up exactly what that was, so no doubt you'll be letting us know.
And I think that was just kind of persistent, whether it was the obstruction or contact, one of, I think, on the circle edge there, which was the need and the decision of the umpire to actually advance.
And hopefully, that'll help just modify some behaviour then, isn't it? Very often it's just part of the game, isn't it? So it's allowing the umpires to effectively counsel and modify play rather than escalate, isn't it?
Yeah, just getting players to kind of take that responsibility to readjust and see what they can't do. And Northern Ireland, again, another goal on the board, so Hull will be desperate to get this ball through to goal for the Isle of Man.
So handling the ball there.
Yeah, that was the pressure of McGew just hedging away forwards and coming through the line of the ball just to get possession.
So take their time now and set this. It's a lovely shot.
So more changes for the Northern Ireland. So Fitona, the captain, goes to the bench, and what a great account she's given in this first match. And it's McCann who enters the court at goal defence.
Isle of Man rewarded, they were very patient play to bring out the ball into the circle and then get a shot.
And I guess at this point, Shona Forbes, the head coach, just electing to rest Fitona.
Yeah, she's done her job. She can have a breather for 5 minutes. It's a long tournament, this one. We'll see them again today, isn't it, Flo? So each country's having to play. Is it twice? Yeah, looking at it. One day.
So Northern Ireland, first game on, this one, and then back on at 5. So some analysis, some recovery, and we will see Northern Ireland up against local rivals, Republic of Ireland, at 5 today.
And Isle of Man themselves are on later then, again at 7 against the UAE. So again, as we said earlier, each country for the first day is playing more than once. And then obviously, or maybe tomorrow, but then obviously into the business end of the tournament, it'll be just down to 1 day then.
And just that other change to confirm for Northern Ireland. Lauren Walsh at goalkeeper goes to the bench, and we see Tilly Irvine on at goalkeeper. So final seconds in this third quarter. It's a 28-goal margin in favour of Northern Ireland. 49 goals to the Isle of Man 21. The Isle of Man will continue to pressure. This is a big game for them. It's a levelling game to see where they're at against one of the top-ranked nations in this competition. So Northern Ireland hit the 50 mark, 51, and it's at the end of the third quarter. Northern Ireland 51, Isle of Man 21. Lots of changes, and it seems coaches just electing to play their squads, give everyone that early opportunity in this competition. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back for the final 15 minutes of this, the first game on day one at the Open Challenge event. Join us in a few minutes' time. Welcome back as we see the teams doing their final preparations before the final 15 minutes of the match, the Isle of Man versus Northern Ireland. We've witnessed a great contest It is a scoreline of 51 to Northern Ireland and 21 to the Isle of Man as we come out for the final 15 minutes. So just a couple of changes for the Isle of Man. Moving into this final quarter, we see Becca Cook re-enter at goal attack, Hannah Halsall into goal defence, and Kenzie Pizzi goes to the bench, and so does Chloe Swales.
That was well worked there by the Isle of Man attack, making sure that it was caught, but unlucky call there in relation to footwork, so Northern Ireland get another chance to take it up the court. Isle of Man have come out hot and strong with this one. Again, it's certainly battling in this match, isn't it? The score doesn't necessarily reflect the sheer effort that's been put in here.
And every ball is contested, so Northern Ireland don't get a free flow through the court. Every individual for the Isle of Man is putting that pressure on their direct opponent. So Cross electing to move out the circle, mixing up what they're doing, just not able to get that ball through to Niamh Skillicorn on the wing attack for the Isle of Man. So fast on the transition again through court. That's something that Northern Ireland will pride themselves on, and again a great move from McCluskey.
So a turnover ball there for Northern Ireland, and again they're looking to dominate this quarter. Some lovely positioning there by the Northern Ireland shooters. But the pressure from Isle of Man is still being maintained.
And just to confirm the changes for Northern Ireland, information up to us from the bench. We see Crosby at goal attack, Irvine at goalkeeper, McCaggerty at centre, McCann goal defence, McCluskey at shooter, McGrath wing attack, and Mulholland at wing defence.
Nicely held there by Northern Ireland shooter, and again they get the turnover that they want out of this. They're trying to obviously get their matches as cleanly won as they can. So Isle of Man now looking to keep the centre pass, but there's a strong defence and being undertaken there.
So putting on the wall there, Northern Ireland defence, just forcing the Isle of Man wide, and Becca Cook just goes on the run there.
It's a lovely pass then, isn't it?
Great work by the Isle of Man goal attack, just not able to convert against the pressure of the Northern Ireland defence.
Lovely free-flowing passing there, isn't it?
Yeah, excellent, well-timed movement there through court from Northern Ireland. So putting a lot of pressure on the first phase or the first ball out at the centre pass, the Isle of Man.
Yeah.
It's just their ability then to recover and do the same on the second. So I'm sure they'll look at the centre pass, set up on defence, and maybe just mix up that, elect to maybe let teams get that first ball and then really pressure that goal third. Just might assist them on occasions. Super shot from McCluskey.
They're beginning to get it very relaxed into it, isn't it? Their shoulders look very smooth. But everybody really needs to bring it up to that circle edge, isn't it, to feed? That's the safest way to do it, whichever team you are.
So again, just trying to use the width, just getting that ball through and weaving their way through the mid-court. And again, another pick-up from the work of the Northern Ireland pairing. So great pressure from Tilly Irvine at goalkeeper. Good fake of the ball there from McCloskey.
Get another chance now. They'll take their time. There's a strong wing defence there with Northern Ireland, isn't it? Continually on the player, pressurising the pass, looking to see where the spoil can be.
And so important that the Isle of Man just keep offering, re-offering, just pulling some space. So really keeping the width in the attacking unit just to try and split the defence of Northern Ireland. And there we see the defensive pair in there just working in tandem together, protecting that main central area and coming out with a ball. Great positioning for the rebound. So just closing off or boxing out the ability of the shooter to get near to post for that ball.
Yeah. Lovely shot there, and they're capitalising on there every time they get the ball now.
Good
But again,
hands.
Isle of Man had a good chance of getting that again. That feed from it's not the best place to feed, really, is it? As a coach, you'd want him to take it closer, unless it's absolutely on.
And Zoe Kirkham, the goalkeeper for the Isle of Man, just sights the ball early, so she's looking for it coming in.
Right.
So just switching up maybe what Northern Ireland are doing. So can Cross put this one in? She can. Excellent range shot there.
Good support for both teams here today, isn't it? It's lovely to hear. As you would imagine, the host country has got the best support going, and Isle of Man are hugely supported.
So lots of individuals here, lots of netball coming your way on the live stream. For those of you that might be heading down to the venue over the next few days, please visit the Europe Netball shop.
It is indeed,
and
yeah.
you can even watch the live stream at home and visit the online shop.
Absolutely.
So Europe Netball, take a look on the website, check out what is happening in and around Europe Netball events, the shop, and different courses for umpires and coaches.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots for people to become involved with through your member countries and through Europe Netball region itself. You know, we're a growing and thriving region, and we all welcome the support and activity from everybody.
So Catherine, you work hard to bring new members in, and how strong is the membership now? How has it grown over the last few years?
Oh, we've significantly grown from what people perceive it to be. France was our latest full member, and they're participating in this tournament, which is absolutely marvellous. But we've got a number of countries now who are what we class as emerging, and they're working their way through with their relevant governments as well to become a full status member of not only Europe Netball but World Netball. So it's really growing. In the past it was seen more of a Commonwealth country kind of sport, but it's gone way beyond that now, and it's an exceptional sport for participation as well. So and we're working in the mixed and gender neutral, varied genders, so we are looking to expand the sport as much as we can possibly.
So lots happening around the netball picture in and around World Netball, Europe Netball, and what an exciting 4 days we have of this competition. So some final changes, I am sure, for Northern Ireland in this quarter. We see Crosby in at goal shooter, Matoski moves out to goal attack, and McGew at centre. McCaggerty has now gone to the bench. So full use of the interchange bench from both countries, the Isle of Man and Northern Ireland. And always good when you see every player taken to the court early in a competition.
So 5 minutes left to play of this match. Like I said, both these teams have matches later on today as well. So as a coach, Nita, would they be looking to sort of have a big meal at lunchtime and then rest? How would it all work for them all? Because they need to be on top form later on as well.
Yeah, I guess not necessarily a big meal, but certainly a refuel early, so taking in the ice baths as well. And I'm told that certainly the Isle of Man, as we witnessed, ice baths are in the sea at the moment, so I'm sure that will happen in Douglas. But it's always a challenge when there are 2 games, and it is Northern Ireland that are back on at 5, followed by the Isle of Man at 7. So a bit of rest for the players, definitely a refuel. It's timing for different players as to when they eat and what they eat, and each individual is different. So players will know what they need at what time, and I'm sure they'll all be back ready to go for their second match today.
I have this image of them all being put to bed for a quick half hour, all tucked in nicely, all couched up.
And I think for coaches, it's recognising that not every individual needs the same kind of recovery or the preparation, and it's just recognising those individual needs and being truly athlete-centred is knowing, applying same principles, but players will do their recovery in different ways and will refuel and fuel up the body in the way that suits them. But what a day to be on the ice baths in the sea. Sunny day.
In the Isle of Man.
In the Isle of Man. Hotel just across the road from the beach, so why not?
Yeah, if you don't come here just for the netball, you should come here just for Isle of Man. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. And that was really good work there by the goal attack to make sure that she didn't crash into or even slightly touch the post, isn't it? Because that would have been a free pass off.
So as we approach the final minutes, it's important for us to be looking at some of those standout players, and a player of the match for this first game.
Oh, wow.
So we've witnessed some great performances. We've seen excellent defensive pressure in the early stages from both teams, and that's continued with different combinations.
Oh, so have you got one then, Anita?
Well, I was just about to ask you that same question. So we'll put our heads together and we will bring you coach interviews and player of the match interviews at the end of this match. So do stay with us. And I'm sure you'll want to listen to the insights of the coaches and the player of the match.
And looking at it, I think we may have come to an immediate consensus there. So,
and it's looking for those players, isn't it, that have been consistent, but equally they've had an impact at the right time during games that has kind of shifted momentum towards them. So if we look at that, then we know Elaith Rogers at goal shooter for Northern Ireland had significant impact. We've witnessed continued defensive work, pressure from Toner, and equally, Halsall entered the game for the Isle of Man really, really strong. Kenzie Pizzi combined with her as well. So some excellent, determined performances from a range of players, and credit to both teams. They've worked tirelessly to just continue to apply pressure to their opponents through the court.
Yeah, and I think that whilst we are in a consensus, or we will be, or should be for us as commentators, I think we're spot on, Anita. The ones you highlighted have been exceptional players throughout the match. But I've been really impressed by the way that the variance in the rankings for these two teams actually hasn't illustrated itself on the court. The level of court play has been really, really good.
Yes, credit to the Isle of Man. Up against a higher ranked team, never ever faltered in terms of their commitment to try and win ball and secure those goals. And I'm sure lots of take-homes from both sides. There'll be some analysis going on before their second game today, that's for sure, from both coaches, and just resetting, rethinking game plans for the next match. So Northern Ireland's next match is the Republic of Ireland at 5 o'clock. The Isle of Man will be the final game of this evening, and we expect a full crowd from the host nation as they come up against the United Arab Emirates at 7. Our next game up today is at 11 o'clock, and that will be United Arab Emirates versus the Republic of Ireland.
So a very busy day for all the volunteers here and all activities that they're undertaking. And as you can see, the Isle of Man crowd were really behind them there. That was a lovely goal. It was a good turnover, and they just desperately want to get that one. Get it in. Unlucky.
So what a performance. Excellent start for Northern Ireland. They hit the 70-goal mark against 29 for the Isle of Man. A super first game at the Open Challenge event. It's a Europe Netball event being hosted by and in the Isle of Man. So well done, Northern Ireland. Credit to the host nation, the Isle of Man. Never ever gave up. Real resilient performance. Some excellent performances throughout both teams. Lots of take-home messages for both coaches. And we'll be back for the second game, as you can see, 11 o'clock. But stay with us. We'll be bringing you the coach interviews and the player of the match interview in just a couple of minutes as we see the players just close off there. Great to see both teams coming together in terms of formalities at the end of the game. So we'll be back with those interviews. Stay with us. They'll be coming to you extremely quickly and very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
What kind of things have you been doing in your training?
We've been looking at different styles of play because we aim to keep, adjusting and adapting to what the teams are going to play against us. We stick to our structures, and the most important thing is to keep doing what we do best.
How does Gibraltar manage that recovery period?
We're debating whether to go in the sea or whether to go in the pool, but we've got a plan in place just depending on the weather. A lot of food, a lot of rest. We've got the physio.
What have you been working on?
Really working on our defence and some set passes, set plays, back lines, things like this, to really look after the ball and to look after each other.
What are your expectations on the court when that 7 turn out for the first game tomorrow?
From that first centre pass, we're prepared. We've been working so hard this year, working together as a team. Everybody knows their jobs.
What should we be looking at in France's play this year that we didn't see last year?
Obviously, we laid a great foundation last season, and we've been able to build upon and work on things this season that we didn't have time to work on last year.
Everybody's relaxed and chilled.
We all arrived yesterday, so everyone's had a sleep. We've done some team building today, so everyone's feeling good and relaxed, yeah.
No swim in the Irish Sea?
Not yet.
Ambitions for this weekend?
I think they're high. We've got an interesting squad. We've got a mixture of, I think, a really good balance of youth and experience. Obviously, as we get better, the other teams get better, so you can't be complacent. You have to think about that. And obviously Malta, we haven't played for a number of years now, so they will be interesting to play, and that will be a challenge for us.
What are your ambitions for this Open competition?
I think a consistent performance. We've come to compete and absolutely leave everything out there on the court these next few days.
Any plans for you in terms of the times and where Switzerland might just be looking to be better in their performance through those 60 minutes?
We've been working a lot on trying to work on the individual players' strengths, mixing it up where we can to get the best out of everybody.
How are you feeling, and how's the preparation going?
Yeah, so I think we're really excited to be here. It's obviously a great competition. We had a good time last season, so excited to be back. Obviously, second season, it's made it a bit easier to prepare. We know what to expect a bit more, so I think that's been really helpful in terms of how we've prepared in camps and competitions in the lead up to this.
Player of the match for this first game. Fee, that was a great performance from Northern Ireland. You must be really pleased with that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a bit of a slow start, obviously 9 a.m. on a Thursday, but yeah, I think after the first quarter we kind of settled. It's a very young team. We had 4 new caps there today, so a great experience for the girls to get out there in a first game.
And yeah, as you say, a new look Northern Ireland squad. Shona Forbes in there as head coach as well. Your performance stood out for us in commentary, lots of takes, just your usual flying. How do you kind of manipulate and get those balls that you do?
Yeah, I think I'm quite off the body defender, so at times I know I need to be tight, but I think when I sit in space and read the game, I think I can win ball.
And what positives will you take throughout the whole of that court? As you say, new players in, so that's really good to settle the nerves early on and get them embedded. So what will you take and what will you bring back to the next game today?
Yeah, I think just the intensity from start to finish. Obviously Republic this afternoon will be a very strong physical team, so we know what we're up against with them, but just taking the calm and ball placement I think was a little bit off in parts of that game, so I think if we can tidy up that and yeah, shoot like we did this morning, then we should be okay.
And you moved the ball really well through the court on defence. The defensive line were really supporting the attack. Is that something that you've been working on through those 2/3 of the court?
Yeah, I think so. I think all of our defenders are really good at bringing that ball through the court, so I think if we can do that little bit more to bring the ball through, it just takes that pressure off the attackers.
And so what goes on now? We were talking about recovery, saying you're back at 5 o'clock, so you've not got long. What will you now go away and do?
Yeah, I think back to the hotel, maybe a quick dip in the sea in lieu of an ice bath, and then some lunch, and then just rest up. I'm back here for 5 o'clock.
Oh, well, congratulations. You are our player of the match. Good luck for the next game.
Thank you very much.
So next person in is Shona Forbes. So quickly moving you around. Shona, congratulations, great performance. Must be really pleased with that.
Yeah, it's first game nerves, isn't it? A few cobwebs out there, but yeah, really pleasing. Obviously the score doesn't reflect it so much, but yeah, pleased to get 70 goals on the scoreboard.
And lots of different combinations out there. So did it tell you bits of new information that you can take forward in this competition?
Yeah, in particular, like this 12 haven't actually played together as a squad. So for me, it's just finding out what works, who works with who, and just trying to solidify that for the next couple of days. So yeah, I've learnt a lot in that game.
And we were really impressed with Fitona, as always, just goes hunting for ball. And equally, the defensive unit were well structured, we were picking out as well. So you must be really pleased with what you've been able to put out there.
Yeah, and we're just trying to get a bit of a Warriors brand at the moment, and we've got a particular setup in defence that we've been trying to do over the last couple of months, and there's glimpses of it, but it's just not quite there. But yeah, Fee's just phenomenal, isn't she, wherever you put her? So, and trying to keep that discipline as well for what we're trying to set up. So yeah, great defensively.
And how have you found the integration of the new players in? Have the more experienced players supported them? As I guess you're building the culture as well at the same time.
Yeah, it's really difficult that, but yeah, 4 new caps out there today, and they're all the under-21s, so they haven't had a lot of court experience either. So it's really important to make sure that when one of them's going on, they're next to someone who's really experienced, which is why Fee stayed on a little bit longer, just with Anna, who was her first time ever playing. So it's great.
So next game up, you're back on at 5. So different game plan or same game plan, same structures? What will it look like?
Yeah, so we've done our homework and obviously played Republic of Ireland in December. Obviously we're missing a couple of players, but we do have a game plan for that, and it's just if the girls can put it out there, then I'm sure they'll get over the line, but I'm sure it's going to be a really feisty affair as always, so really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Congratulations, and we'll see you up again at 5 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
So that concludes the first game of this day 1 of the Open Netball Challenge event. We'll be back at 11 o'clock on the live stream, and that will be our next game. So we look forward to seeing you then. Remember, there are another 5 games today that you can view on the live stream, and we'll be back, as mentioned, at 11 o'clock for our next batch. So please join us then.